The area of the classical Agora, before it was used for public purposes, was a burial ground in the Bronze Age and used for both burials and habitation in the Iron Age. Sometime around the 6th century BC, an earlier old Agora was abandoned and a new one was built on the spot that you see here. And this became the center of ancient Athens. The Agora was simply an open square, and it was used for a variety of functions. You could come down one day and there would be a religious procession going through. The next day it would be set up as a marketplace. The next day they were having military drill. The fourth day there might be an election going on. The fifth day there could be theatrical performances. It was where you could get all the citizens together whenever you wanted them to gather. So not surprisingly, around the sides of that square came to be built the public buildings you needed to run the world's first democracy. And we have all aspects of government represented here. You have buildings for the legislature, the Bouleuterion or Voulefterion we call it, a group of 500 citizens who met every day for 1 year to propose legislation to all the people. We have the executive branch represented by the office for the King Archon, or the Archon Basileus, who was in charge of all the laws, all religious matters, and was second in command of the Athenian government. And we have law courts. The judiciary is represented here, where the Athenians decided major issues concerning legal matters. And it was in buildings near here where people like Socrates were tried, or major political events were carried out. In addition to that, there were fountain houses, there were colonnaded buildings that provided shade and shelter, there were shops, there was a Bureau of Standards where weights and measures were kept to regulate the marketplace. There was a mint where they made the coins. So when you want to learn about a city archaeologically, one of the major places you wish to dig is its Agora, and the Agora of Athens, because it was such an important and such a big city, has proved tremendously important for our understanding of Greek history. The royal Stoa was the headquarters of the King Archon. He was second in command of the Athenian government, responsible for all religious matters and the laws. He was a yearly allotted official. They just pulled his name out of a hat, and he served only for 1 year. But during that 1 year, he was very, very important. Here we are on the steps of the royal Stoa, and you can see a statue base still in situ where it was found. It was inscribed with the name of Onesiphos, the King Archon, who set up the statue to commemorate his year in office, and it records the theatrical contests which were held in the year in which he was King Archon and responsible for the festival of Dionysus. And both categories are represented.